Dropping the seven dick.
Oh
Just making
yeah.
the tender sheet. Yeah. Con, that's brother J-Mon. Shalom, Mike. Let's get it, man. It's brother Shamarai with the SUC.
Brother Israel.
Con, brother Nasi on the scene. Brother Nasi on the scene. Shalom.
Con, man. We about to bring out this lesson on friendships and relationship part 2. You know, have your swords with you, have your highlighters with you, have your apocrypha with you. You know, and ultimately have the spirit, man. We're finna bring it out. We hope brothers and sisters are edified through the spirit. We're gonna be opened up in Sirach 14 and 13. First precept is Sirach 14, verse 13. The book of Sirach, chapter 14, verse 13.
You want to get it or you want me to get it?
Go ahead.
Sirach 14 and 13. Now therefore set thine house in order and reprove thy people. Comfort such of them as be in trouble.
The what? Start back from the top. Select it.
Now therefore set thine house in order.
14 and 13.
Crap, where am I?
Checking Idris. What's going on with you, bro?
Yo. That was a good precept, though.
It could. It really is. Go ahead.
Sirach 14 and 13. Do good unto thy friend before thou die, and according to thy ability, stretch out thy hand and give to him.
Because we know, ultimately, though, Israel, we all we got, man. So we got to be righteous among one another. We got to be gentle among one another. We got to be brotherly and sisterly toward one another. Because ain't nobody no other nation is going to be like that with us. They don't have the capability. They don't know how to be brew like the salad time. They can be kind, right? But they don't know how to love us, right? It's up to us to love us in righteousness according to the commandments, man. The next precept is going to be Sirach 19 and 13. Sirach 19 and 13. You in the right book?
Nah, yeah, I'm in the right book. Okay. I don't know what it means. Sirach 19 and 13.
Read through 18.
Admonish a friend, it may be he has not done it, and if he have done it, that he do it no more.
Go ahead.
Admonish thy friend, it may be he has not said it, and if he have, that he speak it not again.
Go ahead.
And admonish a friend for many times it is a slander,
right?
And believe not every tale,
right?
There is one that slippeth in his speech, but not from his heart. And who is he that hath not offended with his tongue?
Because everybody gonna slip up, at their moments, at their times where they might go off. But it's our duty to correct our friends, man. Anybody can slip up. Anybody's capable of falling short, man. But you being in the spirit, you got a precept for this, man. It's Galatians 6. Book of Galatians, chapter 6, verse. Galatians chapter 6 and 1. Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such a one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. Bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Hamashiach. Because like we said, man, anybody can go through it. Anybody can fall short. Anybody can slip. But it's up to you to be your brother's keeper, right? You have to restore them. But when you restore them as if you would want to be restored. Restore them in the spirit of meekness, right? Consider yourself when you correcting your brother. Don't go off on a brother or act like you holier than thou and make it seem like as if you never went out before. Consider your brother. Consider the position he in. Consider the position you in and how you got there and what you came from. You got to keep these things in mind even when we correcting and rebuking in righteousness. Go ahead.
Admonish thy neighbor before thou threaten him,
right?
And not being angry, give place to the law of the Most High.
Give what?
Not give place to the law of the Most High. The fear of the Lord is the first step to be accepted of him.
It's what?
The first step to be accepted of him. And wisdom obtaineth his love.
Right. It said when you correct someone, not being angry with him, you got to give place to the law of the Most High. Don't rebuke your brother in anger, in malice, in vigilance or vengeance.
Is that saying rebuke him according to the law?
According to the law, right? You want to rebuke the brother to death, but according to the law, his offense is not worthy of death, right? You know what I'm saying? You got to rebuke the brother according to the law, not according to what you think, right? Because our thoughts are not the Most High's thoughts, neither our ways his ways. We got to deal according to the law, thus said the Lord, right? That's it on that.
Good.
Next precept. You got some? Right?
Bye.
It's going to be Proverbs 27:5. Classic precept, man, the blue used to live by.
Proverbs 27:5.
Read through 6. Read through 6.
Open rebuke is better than secret love.
Mm-hmm.
And faithful are the wounds of a friend.
Open rebuke is better than secret love, right? It's better to openly rebuke somebody, right, than love them in secret and not be able to bring that to the forefront, right? It's better that you rebuke them in righteousness than to have love for somebody and never even acknowledge it or tell them about it. Go ahead, all right?
Faithful are the wounds of the friend.
Read that again.
Faithful are the wounds of a friend.
The wounds of a friend is faithful because they gonna correct you in righteousness and for the betterment of your walk as well as theirs, right? They need you to be the best possible person so they can be the best possible person they can be. Right? You know what I'm saying? So the wounds of a friend, go ahead.
But the kisses of an enemy are deceitful.
Are better than the kisses of an enemy. Fake love, right? People that are loving you according to the world and not according to the word, right? Allowing you to go off, watching you self-destruct, but they hyping you up as you self-destructing, right? It's better to be reproved by someone that actually has real love for you than for someone who doesn't have love for you and they only allowing you to go further and further and drift further and further away from the word of the Most High.
Like, and you want to be that brother that you just brought out in Galatians 6. You want to be that reprover. You want to be that brother that is seeing stumbling blocks that's laid before your brother, right, on the spiritual and on the physical level, and be able to restore him in that meekness. It's double-fold.
That's it on that?
Yeah, that might be it.
Next precept. The next precept is Leviticus 19:17. Leviticus chapter 19, verse 17. Classic lawful precept.
Count. I've been holding this as count.
For real?
Yes.
3 through 18.
Leviticus 19:17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart.
Thou shalt what?
Not hate thy brother in thy heart.
Go ahead.
And thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
Right.
And not suffer sin upon him.
Because if you allow sin to be suffered on your watch, then you are to blame. Right? You gotta at least acknowledge the fact that, yo, bro, you kind of going off. You know what I'm saying? So you can get the blood off your hands. Now, what the brother or sister does with that from beyond that point, that's on them. But get the blood off your hands, man. Acknowledge the sin or the offense that you see taking place. Speak on it, right? You know what I'm saying? It might be that they not even see the error of their ways. So use that opportunity to correct them in righteousness.
I got a precept.
Go ahead.
The book of Ezekiel 3:17.
I was just thinking about that one. Like, literally, that's crazy.
Ezekiel 3:17. Salakia. Shalom, brethren. Shalom, brother. Yakanan. If you can, Baba Kashar, man, subscribe for us. You can scribe for us.
If brother Yakanan, if you could drop the precepts in the chat as we bringing them out, it'd be greatly appreciated, King. As we bring the precepts out, if you can drop them in the chat. We have Sirach 14 and 13. Then we have Sirach 19 and 13 through 17. I think I brought out Galatians 6, 1 through 2. Brother not responding.
If anybody else
through
the spirit, man.
The brother on point.
All right. So this is the book of
hold on. He catching up.
Okay.
Sirach 14 and 13, Sirach 19 and 13 through 17. Galatians 6 and 1 through 2. Sirach 19, 13 through 17. All right. We got Proverbs 27 and 5 through 6. Get it, Brother Grace, man. He might be using his phone. Proverbs 27 and 5 through 6, and then we have Leviticus 19, 17 through 18. Leviticus 19, 17 through 18.
For those of y'all tapping into the room, and we're dealing with relationships, friendships. It's part 2, right? Understanding how to govern your relationships, dealing with friends, families, loved ones, co-workers, ribs, brotherhood, etc., right? We're going through the precepts upon precepts to gain this understanding, this wisdom. We pray that it bears witness with your spirit.
And Nash is going to bring one out now. Go ahead, King.
This is the book of Ezekiel 3 and 17. Ezekiel 3 and 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth, and give them warning from me. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand. Yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. Right, so it's self-explanatory, man. Being a watchman for your brother, right? You watching for your brother because you love your brother, and you will require him to consider himself if the shoe was on the other foot, right?
Be your brother's keeper, man.
And you trying to save your life too.
In the process.
I yield on that. That was Ezekiel 3 and 17. Let's go with the next cut.
Okay.
The brother posted it, he posted it.
Back in Leviticus 19 and 18. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Right? Would you hold a grudge against yourself? Right? And you shouldn't do that against your brother. We got to make sure we are being treating our brothers as we would treat ourselves. Make sure we are holding ourselves to the same regard, holding our brother to the same regard as we would do with ourselves. Right? We can't hold a bearing evil grudge towards your brother, because at the end of the day, your brother is in the same likeness as you, right? They're Israelites. Right? We should look at them and see Hamashiach, and we got to deal with them accordingly. We can't act as if ourselves or our own persons are more significant or more special than our brethren. They're the same as us, and we got to conduct ourselves the same when we dealing on that level, man. Treat your brother as you would want to be treated. That's the second commandment, man. And between that commandment and putting no other God before the Most High God. Those are the greatest two commandments, and you can hang the whole law on them. Thus said Hamashiach. Next precept is going to be Proverbs 17 and 9. Proverbs 17 and 9.
They even teach you at school to treat people how you want to be treated.
Huh.
People don't do that though, but
they teach you.
but they teach
They
you.
say it though.
Proverbs 17 and 9.
Jump down to 17 after you read 9.
He that covereth for transgression seeketh love,
Mm-hmm.
but he that repeateth the matter separateth very friends.
You see that? When you cover transgressions, or you make reservations for when you've been at fault, and you adhere to them, you try to correct your wrongs, right? When you do that, you seeking love, right? You seeking out righteousness. You trying to gain a brother. But when you don't, when you go against that, you're creating a separation between you and somebody. When you repeated the same matter, if somebody has told you this offended you, or they have offended you, or you told them this offends me, and they continue to do that same thing, that's not showing love. That means they don't have no regard for you. They don't have no genuine love for you. You got to chalk that up as, eventually, you got to chalk that up as this is who this person is, right? It could be them trying to figure themselves out, trying to learn, and you can have patience with them. But if this is a multiple repeat offender, this is a chronic issue with them, then it's pretty much who they are. You know what I'm saying? And then you can Matthew 18 will tell you how to deal with that going forward. Right? Go ahead. All right.
Proverbs 17 and 17.
Read 9 again, then jump to 17.
He that covereth for transgression seeketh love,
Mm-hmm.
but he that repeateth the matter separateth very friends. Verse 17. A friend loveth at all times.
He does what?
Loveth at all times.
Because if you my friend, even in my worst state, I still should feel a genuine friendship with you. I still should feel love, whether I'm sick, whether I'm healthy, whether I'm poor, whether I'm rich, whether I'm down bad, whether I'm up. A friend is going to be a friend despite all these circumstances and situations. Go ahead.
And a brother is born for adversity.
And a brother is going to bear arms with you when you're going through those same travails, those same snares, stumbling blocks, pits that you fall in that cause you to err or go off, or it just may be a hard time in your life. A brother is going to hunker down with you and go through that with you. He's not going to leave you to fend for yourself or on your own. He's going to bear arms with you and then bear that burden with you as a righteous man should. I get on that. You got some next precept.
I was just going to speak on it. I was trying to find that precept where Job was kind of going through it, man, and
the brothers pulled up on him.
Right, and they pulled up on him,
and then third chapter.
Yeah. And how they dealt with them. At first they was like, man, you must have did something, man. And Job was like, man, y'all got to defend me, man.
Yeah, they was. Yeah,
it was on his bumper.
Con.
You trying to get some specific, or you just gonna touch on it?
No, that's good. We can keep moving. But you want to be that counselor, man. That your brother can find safety in, man, when he's going through it, when he has some things that he might not have an understanding on, he might need some enlightening on. You want to be that brother he can lean on through the Spirit. Are you?
Next precept gonna be Proverbs 18 and 24. The book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 24. I'll bring it out. I'll beat you there.
Yeah, I don't know why I put that.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 18.
You ain't even there.
Verse 24.
I thought I was breaking it down.
And it reads, yeah, you got it. A man that hath friends must show himself friendly.
He must what?
Show himself friendly.
Keep going.
And there is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother.
I was just thinking about this precept too. That's crazy. Because you will meet friends that's going to be closer than your own blood.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of examples of that happening, like in real life.
So Kind man. We gotta understand that we are all brothers through the blood of Hamashiach, through our genealogy, right? And blood don't make you close, but what you go through, what you believe in, what you bear arms with, a shared faith or belief, right? Shared experiences. This is what bonds friends and what makes them grow closer. So
It's like David and Jonathan. They
Kind.
won blood brothers. Yahushua and John.
Mhm.
They won blood brothers.
Kind, but they was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Click
granted,
tight.
Yahushua did have brothers that believed, like was it James and Jude? Those are
Yeah,
his brothers too.
kind.
But he loved John most of all. That was his guy,
Mhm.
basically. But they wasn't blood though. They wasn't born from the same mother and father.
They was cousins. My John the Baptist.
No, not John the Baptist.
Okay,
John.
okay. Kind. Next precept is gonna be Proverbs 27:9. Proverbs 27:9.
Proverbs 27:9. Ointment and perfume rejoice the heart.
Mm-hmm.
So doeth the sweetness of a man's friend,
Right.
by a hearty counsel.
Right. It's just the way, as a man smells the ointment of a woman's perfume, and it entices him or warms his heart. The same way is a good counsel from a friend. You could be going through something or dealing with a certain issue, and you can't find the words to put together to combat the things that you're dealing with. But a friend, a true friend, right? The Most High might put those words in his lips,
Mm-hmm.
and he's able to tell you exactly what you need to hear at the right time. That's invaluable.
That was like that precept we brought out for the first half of the lesson. It
Mhm.
says sometimes your mind tell you more than seven
watchmen.
men.
Kind.
So say you down bad and you need some counsel from your friend. Your mind not be it's right, but it might not be all the way right. So sometimes you might need that friend to like basically counsel you.
So polish
Yeah.
the what you may be feeling.
Mm-hmm.
The most you might not be able to fully comprehend it, and the most I can put it on your friend's spirit to make it make sense for you, to bring it
you
full
feeling
circle.
some type of way, so your mind is in a different place.
Facts, because you actually going through it.
You actually going through it. He's not going through it, so
Mhm.
it's more of a clear-minded counsel,
Kind.
basically.
And when you're going through something, sometimes you don't have a full perspective or view of what you're going through. But somebody on the outside, they can see different angles than you because you on the inside looking out and they on the outside looking in. They can be able to provide advice to you from a bird's eye view. You know what I'm saying? So the Most High can put it on their spirit to give you wise counsel in that situation where they can see things clearer than you're able to see based on the different stance points that y'all in.
It's like with sports, when you actually playing sports. So say like y'all in a game, you playing, you went through your little practice and stuff. You think you playing pretty good, but then when you go watch film,
Right.
you looking from the outside in,
Right.
So you could see little things like I could have did better right there.
Mhm.
Or I think I could have did way better right there.
And
So
that's
it's like
the same. That's how a coach can tell you what you're doing wrong.
Yeah.
Because you inside the helmet or you
Mhm.
inside the game. But the coach got a view of the whole field.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He can tell you where you are, where you misstepped, where you stepped too slow, because they got a better view than you. Go ahead. It's some more on that. Verse 10.
Verse 10. Thine own friend and thy friend's father's friend forsake not.
Mm-hmm.
Neither go into thy brother's house in the day of thy calamity.
Mm-hmm.
For better is a neighbor that is near than a brother far off.
Go ahead, expound on that. All right.
Come on, man. You don't want to just you want to just be tossed to and fro, man. So you got to hold on to those friends. It says, "Thine own friend and thy father's friend forsake not."
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because that father's friends are like one of them big homies, man.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna set you right if you're going astray.
This solid book. This solid book, right?
Yeah.
Yo, that's just like with David when Saul was trying to kill him. Where was his brothers at? His brother was nowhere to be found. It was Jonathan.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah, and David had his own brothers. Nathan,
Yeah,
he had brothers.
Yeah, he had brothers.
But Jonathan was the one that bared arms with him and was like, "Yo, I'm riding with you, for you."
And so that was his dad-in-law.
Con.
Well, supposed to be.
Well, his dad's
On a spiritual level.
best friend. So like, it's like his uncle. You talking about what?
Saul, because no, I'm saying David. Remember, he's supposed to marry Saul.
Con,
Saul's daughter. So I
con,
was saying
con.
that was supposed to be like his father-in-law.
I thought you was talking about Jonathan.
Oh, you thought I was talking about Jonathan?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Con.
I'm gonna keep going on that. Well, that might be it.
Con, that's it on that.
Yeah, that's it.
Jump to verse 17.
Verse 17.
Classic precept.
Iron sharpeneth iron.
It does what?
Sharpeneth iron.
If you got a piece of steel or iron, nothing can sharpen that more or better than another piece of iron, right? You and a brother and you coming into the faith and you dealing with this truth, nothing is going to sharpen you than another brother that's in the same faith and walk that's been in before you or just as hungry as you and trying to build up in the spirit just like you. You can have spiritual sparring, you can hold each other accountable, and we use that example a lot with the brethren in the congregation, right? Grab a brother that you know that's going labor with you, and y'all gotta bear arms together. You know what I'm saying? To combat these worlds, different lustly or fleshly desires that y'all may have had prior to coming into this walk. And when you get here, you gotta hold fast to one another. You gotta depend on one another, lean on one another, right? Charge and challenge one another. You know what I'm saying? Like make it a daily rehearsal to tap in, check in with your brother, and make sure he good, right? Make sure that he's able to be exalted by you, corrected by you, even defended by you, and vice versa. Be the brother that you're looking for, right? And build up that brother to be that brother as well.
I just want to expound on this.
Salaki, that's Proverbs 27 and 17. Yakanan. Proverbs 27 and 17.
You was just talking about because you want to be better, man, in this thing ultimately, man. You want to strive to level up every day. And today, the little man had a basketball game, and we were sitting there before the game. And he was like, "Dad, I love going against the weaker teams."
Yeah.
I said, "Son, I don't want to hear you ever say that again." No, we not dealing. That's not how we dealing. I mean, we know how it can be fun.
Yes,
run it up on them.
Yeah, running it up. You're putting the gas pedal on them. You know what I'm saying? But you're never gonna get better.
Right.
You're never gonna get stronger. You're gonna stay at that level that you at. Mm-hmm. And so I was just trying to give him an understanding through the spirit, man, that you gotta always push yourself, and you can't push yourself. You don't always play to the level of the competition that you're playing. Mm-hmm. So
can't get complacent.
Right. I yield
though. Next precept is gonna be Sirach 22 and 25. Sirach 22 and 25.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 22 and 25. And it reads thus: I will not be ashamed to defend a friend.
I will what?
I will not be ashamed to defend a friend. Neither will I hide myself from him.
Hey, defend me, man. Mm-hmm. You gotta be there for your brethren. Defend your brethren. And it's situations where y'all might have to get down for each other, man.
We're not doing no one-on-ones.
We're not doing no one-on-ones, man. Ain't no such thing as one-on-ones, man. We keep it up. Hey, greater is their reward. You know what I'm saying? We're defending our brothers in all aspects of those words, man. So, gird up and be your brother's keeper and watch your brother's front, back, and side to side.
Sirach 22 and 25. I will not be ashamed to defend a friend, neither will I hide myself from him. And if any evil happen unto me by him,
and if what?
If any evil happen to me by him, everyone that heareth it will beware of him. Right? Because it's gonna happen, man. And you be like, man, y'all hear what happened to Yasha Allah, man? That boy Sham done. That boy done played him, man. Played him to the left. He done did this, that, and the third. it's gonna be spoken of, man, and rightfully so, right?
But they gonna know that I was holding you down, though.
But that's how it be, man. You see it in the movies. You see it in the scriptures. We ain't even gotta go to the movies. We can go straight to the scriptures. We was talking about Judas. You know what I'm saying? Early in the lesson. But with that, I yield, King.
Next precept is Sirach 37 and 6. Sirach 37 and 6. Sirach 37 and 6.
I'll bring it up. Sirach 37 and 6.
Yeah, we already read 1 through 5.
Okay, I thought so. Forget not thy friend in thy mind, and be not unmindful of him in thy riches.
You got it. All right.
Come on, man. Read that again.
It says, forget not thy friend in thy mind, and be not unmindful of him in thy riches.
Right? Don't forget about your boy, man. Look out for your friends, man. When you up, man.
Yeah,
Not only when you up, when you down. Right?
But sometimes some friends, they was with you when you was down.
Man,
so when you up, you should come. You should be there with you.
Because you going when people come around, like they're saying, hey, you weren't with me shooting with me in the gym. You weren't there when I was in there putting in the work. You know? So
the brothers that was
right.
Surely you remember when he was getting them rebounds for you. Right? You gotta keep in mind, man, and don't be a respecter of person or a disrespecter of a person, man. Brothers done had your back through rain, sleet, hail, snow, man. Don't get into that sunny weather and forget the brother that was there holding the umbrella for you. You know, brother that helped you plow the snow. You know what I'm saying? That's not a righteous. That's a wicked thing in the eyes of the Most High.
Money make people do some like
unbelievable.
Like, granted, I think me personally, I think having all that money and stuff, I think it actually shows who you actually is, or it just enhances the life you already have.
Yeah.
I don't think somebody who like is like naturally just a humble, good person and he get money, I don't think he'd just do a complete 180. I think it was either in him.
It was already
in him.
You was waiting on the opportunity.
Yeah, that's what I think, in my opinion.
Because like they say, money is a mirror. You know what I'm saying? It can show you who you are, right? You know what I'm saying? If you was off before you got money, you're gonna be off when you got money. If you was a solid, stiff, righteous dude before you get money, through the spirit, you should stay that same way, you know. But money does change people. Brother T, that's right.
Yeah.
Next precept is gonna be Proverbs 19 and 4. Brother T.
That's right.
That's absolutely right.
There's a scripture that says it's easy in the sight of the Lord to make a
poor man rich. It says, I make it poor, I make it rich, and I make it poor. Right? I bring it down to the dunghill and cause them to set among princes. Right? All that comes from the Most High God. It's not a man making himself rich. It's the Most High giving it courtesy, grace, blessing, mercy. It's all of the Most High's will, right? But this is you got somebody. This is Proverbs 19, starting at verse 4. Proverbs 19, starting at verse 4. Wealth maketh many friends.
What?
Maketh many friends. But the poor is separated from his neighbor.
And that's like now a lot of rich people now is. Even when you look at all these celebrity stuff, most they like know each other.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of them.
They all rock together.
And when you got money, you just naturally you're gonna attract more friends.
That's a free set I'm looking for. Hold on. Yeah, you're gonna attract a lot of yes men
and women.
Hey, you right though. Let me find this right quick.
What precept was that?
19 and 4.
Uh,
19 and 4.
yeah.
This is Sirach 13. That's what I want. Just to let me back on that. Matter of fact, get that.
Sirach 13 and what was it?
We're gonna start at 20, but I'm gonna read this again first.
Okay.
This is Proverbs 19 and 4. Wealth maketh many friends, but the poor is separated from his neighbor. Bring that out. All right.
Sirach 13 and 20.
Mm-hmm.
As the proud hate humility, so do the rich abhor the poor.
So do what?
The rich abhor the poor.
Right? But the poor is separated from his neighbor. Go ahead.
A rich man beginning to fall is held up of his friends.
He is what?
Held up of his friends.
Go ahead.
But a poor man being down is thrust also away by his friends.
Go ahead.
And when a rich man is fallen, he hath many helpers.
He hath what?
Many helpers.
Wealth maketh many friends. Go ahead.
And he speaketh things not to be spoken, and yet man justify him.
Right.
The poor man slippeth, and yet they rebuke him too. And he spake wisely and could have no place.
Right. You could say the perfect thing as a man that doesn't have poor and that doesn't have riches and it not be respected. Right. But you can be a man of many riches and say the most foolish thing, and people gonna exalt it to the earth, to the heavens, man. They gonna receive it and speak as if it were law, if it were fact instead of opinion. Right. Go ahead. All right.
When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue.
Right.
And look what he saith. They extol it to the clouds.
Because they don't want to correct you, because they don't want the money flow to stop. So they gonna hold their tongue. This is gonna be Sirach 13 and 20 through 24. They're gonna bite their tongue, right? They're gonna hold back what they would think would be wise counsel, because they're trying to solidify a position amongst the money, right? That's what it's all about. And if he got all the money, then what he's saying gotta be true. Go ahead.
It says, but if the poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this?
But a poor man speaks, they say, who man's is this? What is you talking about, bro? Come get the broke boy out of this conversation with the man with the money. All right, go ahead.
And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him.
They will what?
Help to overthrow him.
Right? He make one mistake.
If he stutter.
He say, don't say something right.
It's rap.
It's a rap, bro. It's a rap, bro. Get him out of here. Right? Go ahead.
Riches are good unto him that hath no sin.
Con.
And poverty is evil in the mouth of the ungodly.
Read that again, bro.
Riches are good unto him that hath no sin. And poverty is evil in the mouth of the ungodly.
Poverty is evil in the mouth of the ungodly, right? But we are, according to Revelation, we are people that's in poverty right now, right? So does that make us evil? Does that make the circumstances evil? No, because it's a righteous thing that we ended up in poverty because of what we did to get here.
Ultimately, the Most High put you there.
For good con, right? Because of what we did to get here, it's a righteous thing for us to only be able to resolve that through the scriptures, through the word, through Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, not by reaching out and grabbing riches by the flesh of your own arms, because then who do you have to glorify behind it? Yourself, right? But when we come back to God and do it through him, he gets all the glory and the praise.
And the Most High, he might bring you down just to bring you right back up. Twofold. He did that with Job.
Yep. And he went even further than he was, right? Back in chapter 19 of the book of Proverbs, verse 6. Many will entreat the favor of the prince, and every man is a friend to him that giveth gifts. Right? Because when we buying out the bars and we handing out cards and chains and gifts and the bag, you got a lot of friends to hand it out to. You would not have as many to till the ground with you to help you get there. But it's a lot of people that help you spend the money. It's not gonna be a lot to help you make it. Right? I yield on that. The next precept is Psalms 49 and 6. Psalms 49 and 6. I'll bring it out. One of you brothers can break it down. Psalms 49, verse 6. And I'm gonna read through 8. Psalms 49, verse 6. And it reads, they that trust in their wealth and boast themselves in the multitude of their riches, none of them can by any means redeem his brother.
Why? Because that money, that wealth, that riches they trusting in, it's all temporary on this side anyway. Keep going.
Nor give to Yahweh a ransom for him. Right, because you get in that bag, you can't buy the curses off your brethren. You can't buy the curses off yourself.
That was like the precept from the first half. It says a friend is invaluable. So you can't even buy that brother.
You can't even buy a good friend or a brethren. Neither can a friend with money buy you out of the curses. It's not set up for us to be able to purchase our righteousness back. But you gonna make a like I said, you're gonna make a ransom for the Most High.
Yeah.
Look, Most High, I want my brother in the kingdom, so I'm gonna give you 200 racks for him, or 200 gold shekels, so you to free his soul. No,
you can't ransom something that's spiritual with something that's carnal
or don't belong to you. How you gonna pay a ransom for something that don't belong to you?
That too.
And, it's been paid for already.
Con, bro. Con.
Yeah,
it's been paid for.
Verse 8, for the redemption of their soul is precious.
It is what?
It is precious.
And what?
And it ceaseth forever.
No, for a little bit.
Forever.
Temporary.
Forever.
And ever.
And evermore. That was Psalms 49 and 6 through 8. The next precept is going to be Sirach 27 and 16. Sirach 27 and 16. Read through 17.
Sirach 27 and 16. Whoso discovers secrets loseth his credit, and shall never find friends to his mind.
Read that again, bro.
Whoso discovers secrets loseth his credit, and shall never find friends to his mind.
Right, because you out there trying to get dirt up on people, man. This brother always in somebody's business. This brother always trying to get the scoop, trying to get the tea. You can't be like that, man.
Then he go tell you business.
You go tell it, man. You tell Baron. Right, keep going on
that. Love thy friend and be faithful unto him. But if thou bewrayest his secrets,
do what?
Bewrayest his secrets.
If you spill the beans, man, spill the tea. You know what I'm saying? Blabbing and talking about things that don't even concern you. Right? Go ahead.
It says, follow no more after him.
Hey, man, move yourself from around that type of person. Don't deal with that brother on that level.
Everybody been through that though. It's like that same person you just can't tell nothing.
Can't tell nothing, bro.
Can't tell them nothing.
You gonna hear about it from somebody else. You gonna hear about you from somebody else, man. And you only told one person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, bro, how you?
After you told the person don't tell nobody, he's like, oh, okay, I won't tell nobody.
Yeah.
You go ahead and do it.
I'm gonna tell a lot of bodies. I'm gonna tell somebody. I'm gonna tell everybody.
All it takes for him to tell one person, and it just keeps snowballing.
Man. You got more on that? Nothing.
No.
Next precept is gonna be Sirach 33 and 19. Sirach 33 and 19. Don't be that guy, man.
No, don't.
Don't be that brother. Sirach 33 and 19. I bring it out. And it reads, give not thy son and wife, thy brother and friend, power over thee whilst thou livest. And give not thy goods to another, lest it repent thee and thou entreat for the same again.
That's so.
As long as thou livest and hast breath in thee, give not thyself over to any. Right? Because you don't even belong to you, man. As the brother said before, you've been bought with a price. You've been purchased. You can't give yourself over to anybody on this earth because you don't even belong to you. You're supposed to be made a living sacrifice for Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So you can't be making covenants and oaths to brothers. That's not how we dealing.
Come on, man. And a lot of times we dealing with in these times is titles, man. Like a brother might have a certain you kind of rank them in a different, position, just because y'all go way back. But we can't be just dealing with titles, man. We got to deal with the spirit.
Okay.
Right? And we can't believe every spirit, as the book of 1 John says, man. I yield on that.
Next precept, I think it's the last precept, but we might let the word have free course afterwards. The last precept of the breakdown. It's going to be John 15, verse 11. John 15 and verse 11. The water Yakanan for being on the scribe work, man. The water king. This will be the book of John, chapter 15, verse 11. We're going to read through. I got 19.
John 15 and 11. These things have I spoken unto you, that my joy might remain in you, and that your joy might be full. This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. And greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends.
That he what?
Lay down his life for his friends.
Go ahead.
Ye are my friends.
You are my what?
My friends.
Yahweh Shai Mashiach called the 12, as well as anybody doing the will of the Father or his Father, his friends. Go ahead.
If you do.
So like I want to touch on that because it's spiritual too. So you got to lay down your life for his friends. It's that precept that says,
who lose his life might find it.
Right. You losing your life as a man to become a man of the Lord.
Right.
To become a prophet. So now you losing that life for your friends so that you can be to them who the Most High calls you to be.
And it says, if you do whatsoever I commanded you. So some of us might have to lose our life, but we losing our life for our friend, which is
and that's
Mashiach.
Right. But that's how people get it misconstrued. And that's double fold. You got some brothers that's gonna ride for you. You know what I'm saying? But it's not necessarily talking about just ride. You know what I'm saying? Now, like we were just talking about earlier, you know what I'm saying? Everybody can get it, but what it's talking about on a spiritual level is laying down your life for your brother.
Precept.
Right.
This is Matthew 10 and 37. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. He that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not his cross and follow after me is not worthy of me.
Right.
He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life shall find it. For my sake shall find it. It's like he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it.
Right. And he's just talking about just brother, just get out here and just jump off a bridge, or you know what I'm saying, just take one on the chin. That's not what he's talking about, man.
He said, good.
Right.
Good. All right.
It's deeper than that, man. You got to understand the Most High. The law is spiritual, man. As it says in that Romans 17, 7 and 14.
All
right.
Pick up at I think
read
that's
that again, Ak, again. I know we in John
10.
13.
Oh, my bad. Can you hold Ephesians 5:13?
Gotcha.
I think that's it. Or 25, one of them. Just Ephesians, whatever I said. John 15 and 13. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. Ye are my friends, and if you do whatsoever I command you, henceforth I call you not servants, for the servant doeth not what his Lord doeth.
Right.
But I have called you friends.
I have what?
Called you friends.
Go ahead.
For all these things that I have that I have heard of my Father, I have made known unto thee.
I have what?
Made known unto thee.
Go ahead.
Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that ye should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it you. These things I command you, that ye love one another.
That you do what?
Love one another.
Go ahead.
And if the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. If you were of the world will love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, thenceforth the world hateth you.
Hallelujah.
And just to kind of hit on that, late losing your life for your friends, right? And when you come into this truth, you realize, like, man, how important it is and how essential it is to walk according to these laws, statutes, and commandments. And then you start applying these things to your life, and you like, man, you start realizing how many people really need this thing, man. How many brothers and sisters really are lacking out here on the spiritual level. So now you got to really offer yourself up for them. You really got to lay down your own life for your brethren, so that they can potentially gain the kingdom of heaven, man.
It went like 12, verse 12. You don't got to bring it out.
Make it up.
Well, let me read verse 20 on this. Remember the word that I said it to you. The servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. And if they have kept my sayings, they will keep yours also. But all these things will they do unto you for my name's sake, because they know not him that sent me.
You got some, Mike?
No, man.
Amen.
Hold it down, man, for your brethren, man.
Man,
look out for your people, man. We already collectively, man, as a nation, we already are not desired. We got to gather ourselves together. We got to seek the kingdoms 10 times more, man. And we got to start holding each other accountable, right? And using the law to govern ourselves, man. This is the key, man. This is the glue. This is the constitution to us getting the kingdom, man. I yield on that.
I got a precept. This is 1 John chapter 3. 1 John chapter 3, starting with verse 14. 1 John chapter 3, verse 14. And it reads, we know that we have passed from death unto life, because we love the brethren. He that loveth not his brother abideth in death. Whoso hateth his brother is a murderer, and you know that no murderer hath eternal life abiding in him. Hereby perceive we the love of Yahweh, because he laid down his life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for the brethren.
Are you laying down your life for your brothers, man? Are you sacrificing for the greater good? Right, you got to ask yourself these things, man. Right, and you got to each and every day, man, be that friend that's gonna give that sound counsel, man.
And when you was talking about Job, it was Job 2.
Bring it out.
It was Job 2 and 10.
Bring it out.
Yeah, bring it out.
This is
I got another one. I don't know if we brought this out, but go ahead.
This is the account we were talking about with Job, right? And how when he was going through it, man, this is how his brethren treated him, man.
Job 2 and 10. But he said unto her, thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh. What shall we receive good at the hand of God?
Right, so like you, because sometimes even your rib might even say some things to you that might kind of ruffle your feathers through the spirit, man. He said, "What? Oh, foolish what?"
He said, "Thou speakest as one of the foolish women speaketh." He said, "What shall we receive good at the hand of God, and shall we not receive evil?"
Right.
And all this did not Job sin with his lips. And now, when Job's 3 friends heard of all this evil that was come upon him, they came every one from his own place. Sit on that.
Precept. This is 1 John chapter 4. Let's start at verse 18. There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear, because fear hath torment. He that feareth is not made perfect in love.
Right, and that's another thing that being brotherly, man, like that's a false interpretation of what a real brother is. A brother don't always gotta be all steer hard all the time. Brothers got feelings, man. You need a brother that's gonna sit there, man. And if you're going through it, man, he gonna weep with you, right? He gonna mourn with you when you're going through this. He gonna be like, but the worldly brother, man, come on, nigga, what you doing, bro? Come on, man. Like, bro, these are my feelings. They legitimate feelings.
They valid.
They valid. Come on, all right? So we got to come out of that bravado, that hard exterior.
That false ideology of what a brother is in the world. Verse 19. We love him because he loved us first. If a man say, I love Yahweh and hateth his brother, he is a liar. For he that loveth not his brethren whom he had seen, how can he love Yahweh whom he hath not seen? And this commandment have we from him, that he who loveth Yahweh love his brother also. Come on, man. It's like it's plain up on tables, man. You cannot love your brother without loving the Most High. You can't love the Most High if you hate your brother. We need one another, bro. Khan, Shalom, elder from the house of David, man. We need one another, man, and we have to show love unto our brethren. We have to continuously love one another through the love of Hamashiach, right? According to the commandments, right? According to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Keeping the commandments, teaching your brother to keep the commandments, holding your brother accountable for keeping the commandments, and vice versa. We got to know that we have to walk circumspect every day in all things, man, and continue to be better and bear one another burden, right? I think that's all we got on that. Anybody got any other precepts?
I don't got nothing.
I got one more. This is the classic 1 John 5:2. And it reads, by this we know that we love the children of God, when we love Yahweh and keep his commandments. For this is the love of Yahweh, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous.
Come on, man. Being a brother, man, being someone that you can confide in, it shouldn't be grievous, man. Right? Especially when you know you, as in Galatians 6, man, that spiritual brother.
That's
you should
right.
not be growing weary of this well-doing. You got a brother every time, man, here this nigga go again, man. He keep asking me, bruh, who else is he going to confide in? Would you rather him go and ask someone who in the world? Right? But
that's the thing. They would.
They would.
They
have.
Don't
Don't get it twisted and make it seem like they just, you the only one that they might have asked. They're gonna compare apples to oranges. But essentially they're gonna yield to wisdom. Man.
That's right. I got another one. This is the book of 2 John, chapter 1, verse 6. And this is love, that we walk after his commandments. This is the commandment that, as ye have heard from the beginning, you should walk in it.
He commanded you to be a brother, man.
That's right.
He commanded you to love your brother, man.
That's right.
So that's the Most High is perfect that he did that thing a full circle. He says, you love me, keep my commandments. And if you love me, you're going to keep my commandments, and I'm going to command you to love your brother.
That's right.
And that's the fulfillment of the law, man. What does it say on these two?
Hang the whole law.
Hang the whole law. These things is not hard, man. We make it hard, man.
These are the fundamentals of walking in this truth, man. It's the fundamentals of being a Hebrew and coming back to your so-called nationality, right? Coming back to the customs of our ancestors, of our people, our heritage. It was not built up in us. This Deuteronomy 28:54 was a learned behavior. This was taught to us. It was not in us initially as a people to have malice toward the brethren, to have beef toward one another, to have enmity but toward the tribes, man. This is meant for us to dwell together, call out the Most High, commands us to gather ourselves together, right? You know what I'm saying? He says it's beautiful when the brethren can dwell together in unity. It's a beautiful thing in the sight of the Most High. So this is something that we have to continue, a cycle that we have to force to be broken. It's something that we have to make it our business to not perpetuate. And and do the direct opposite of that.
Okay.
Go out of your way to speak to a brother. Go out of your way to compliment a brother. Let a brother know that he can lean on you and depend on you and that you're there for him, right? You have to, because a lot of brothers never seen it before. We have to show them what brotherly love look like.
Right. You got to be the exception to that rule that they apply to on their daily day life. If the rule that they live by, the laws that they govern themselves by is mean mugging, you know what I'm saying, having an evil eye towards his brother, you got to be that exception to that rule. So when when he tries to apply that rule to you, he like, well, man, this brother ain't even like that. Man, you gotta try the spirit, man.
I got a precept. This is real quick. This is Hebrews 13:1. Mm-hmm. Let brotherly love continue. We can't make it without it, right? The brotherly, the sisterly love, the benevolence. We have to retake that as a part of our culture. We have to make it a part of our way of life. Got another precept. This is 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 8. Above all things, have fervent charity among yourselves, for charity shall cover the multitude of sins. How can we get out of these curses unless we do the direct opposite of what they represent? We have to combat those negative spirits or evil angels with righteous spirits and righteous angels. We got to stay in the spirit, man. We have to make sure that we are not condoning or keeping up the practices of the same things that destroyed us. We have to do the direct opposite, right? It says, use hospitality one to another without grudging, as every man hath received the gift. Even so minister the same one to another, as good stewards of the manifold grace of Hamashiach. Right? And with that, I yield, man.
All praises.
Con.
And the water for everybody tapping in, man. Pray that y'all was edified through the spirit, man. And understanding what it really takes, man, to really have a strong relationship, a strong foundation when you're dealing with your loved ones, man. And you just can't apply worldly theology and expect that these things is going to stand. Find that precept, last precept, talk about building upon sand.
Upon sand?
Because
sand.
These relationships got to be built up on a rock, man.
Mm-hmm.
Grab that real quick. Right, this is
Matthew 7:26.
Bring it up.
Matthew 7:26. Everyone that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them not shall be likened unto a foolish man which built his house upon the sand, and the rain descended and the floods came.
Right. So all these things, if you're not applying how to love your brother, you might as well be building your house on sand, man. Because soon as the problems start coming, right, you don't lend your brother some money, you know what I'm saying? Now you try to tax him, right? But you don't know the law says no usury, right? And you lent to him and you was expecting it back. You didn't even lend out of good faith, right? So when you start operating outside of the spirit, you building your house upon sand, man. Bring that out, all right?
And the rain, and it says, and the winds blew and beat up upon the house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it.
Right. And y'all done had a big fallout, man. Brother done been excommunicated, right? You ain't dealing with the brother no more. Y'all grew up together, right? Or it even happens in the truth, right? Brothers that's in this truth will fall out with each other, man. Go ahead, King.
Well, that's pretty much it.
I got a precept. This is Romans 12:9, and it reads, "Let love be without dissimulation. Abhor that which is evil, cleave to that which is good." Right? And we know according to Romans 7:12 what's good, right? This is Romans chapter 7 verse 12. Wherefore the law is holy and the commandment holy, and just and good, right? So you have to love and perpetuate the law, bro. The law is what's going to bring us closer together. The law is what's going to bring back the nation of Israel, cause us to rise up, cause us to break all these curses and ultimately get our homeland back and keep our homeland established once we get it back, right? Verse 10, be kindly affectionate one to another with brotherly love and honor, preferring one another, not slothful in business, fervent in spirit, serving Yahweh, rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation, continuing instant in prayer, distributing to the necessity of saints, giving to hospitality, bless them which persecute you, and bless Salakia, bless and curse not. Verse 15, you were just bringing this out. Rejoice with them that do rejoice, and weep with them that weep. Be of the same mind one toward another. Mind not high things, but condescend to men of low estate. Be not wise in your own conceits. Recompense to no man evil for evil. Provide things honest in the sight of all men. Hey, man, we got to keep in mind that we a body. We the body of Hamashiach. Now, what does it look like the eye offending the ear?
That's crazy. That's crazy that you said that, because us not preferring one another and not loving each other is another reason how Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom split in the first place. If you're familiar with the story of how Rehoboam and Jeroboam, how that whole situation went down. What you look for?
The holy. Romans 16:16. Romans 16:16.
Romans 16:16. Salute one another with an holy kiss.
What?
Salute one another with an holy kiss.
That's why when we greet each other, it's very brotherly, compassionate, right? You hug, you tap twice, you let a brother know that this is not just any brother that I'm dealing with. This is my brother, right? We have to keep in mind that before we got taught the ways of this captivity, man, we loved one another. We cherished the brotherhood, right? Our tribes dwelled together, right? We were brothers and neighbors. We have to get back to that spirit. We have to restore that spirit within our nation. Otherwise, we doomed. With that, I yield.
I got Ephesians 2:20. It's the last one. Just kind of lay me back on that. What was that? Matthew 7.
Yeah.
Right, dealing with the building the house upon them.
26.
Yeah, 7:26. Right. So this is Ephesians 2:20, and it says, "And are built upon the foundation of the apostles and prophets, Yahushua HaMashiach himself being the chief cornerstone." Right. So ultimately, man, you gotta build your foundation upon HaMashiach Yahushua, man, the embodiment of the law. Right. So he applied his brother, man. They slept, they broke bread with him, man. They was with him when he was taken up, man. Right. But hey, they wavered at the end. Right. You have some Peter. What? Hey, no, that ain't me. You got the wrong one. My name. Anyway, man. Hey, stand fast with your brothers, man. You don't want that fake love. Neither should you want to be the one that's giving that fake love to your brothers. You know, we men's men, but at the same time, man, we're gonna be compassionate when it comes to our brothers, man. We're not gonna let nobody play our brothers, man, to the left. Because if they doing that to them, I feel like it's being done to me, man.
Hey, man, but you can't play your brother either. You can't say I ain't gonna let nobody play my brother, but you playing left hand behind his back, man. Right? Love your brother as you would love yourself, man. If we can, these two curses, put the Most High first above all things, and love your brother as you would love yourself. If we can do these two commandments, man, that hangs the whole law, man. We'll get the kingdom tomorrow. Yahweh Shai gonna come crack the sky, and we out of here. We gotta understand that, man. That's the main sole purpose, man, of even being in a congregation or a family. loving your brothers as you would love yourself. We need one each other. See the value in each other, right? Prefer one another. Show charity toward one another. Build each other up. Iron sharpens iron, as it said in the book of Proverbs, chapter 27, right? And with that, I'm Brother Shamarai with SUC.
Brother Israel, SUC.
Come on, brother Nasi on the scene, man. Shalom, shalom, family.
Shalom, shalom.
Who was